Okay, so let's start off with the binomial. Okay, so they say the sum of the coefficient of the first two terms in the expansion in descending power, okay, of these two, they say that the sum of the first two terms coefficient is 768. Okay, then they say n is a positive integer that is greater than 2, ask you to show that n equals to 8. So what we're going to do is, let's expand this one first. Okay, so it will be 2x minus 1x squared to the power of n. Apply the formula. So it will be 2x to the power of n plus nc1 2x. This one is decreasing power, so this is n, so this will be n minus 1. Then the b will comes in. The b, take note, you have to include the minus here, so it's minus 1 over x2 to the power of 1. Okay, and because they only want the first two terms, right, so this is already two terms here, so I don't need to bother about the balance term. So plus dot dot dot. So now I'm going to put the 1 plus 2x in front of this one. So 1 plus 2x rainbow with 2x minus 1 over x2 to the power of n. It will means that 1 plus 2x rainbow with these two terms. So it will be, okay, just write it out, 2, I will simplify at the same time. This is 2 to the power of n, x to the power of n. Okay, and then after this one will be, this is plus, and c1 is just n, and then after this will be 2 to the power of n minus 1, x to the power of n minus 1. Okay, and don't forget this one, so it's just minus x to the power of minus 2 plus dot dot dot. Okay, and then just close it. So since here got round bracket, right, so I'm just going to presentation, let's just put this as square bracket. Okay, and then after that, what do we do? Okay, so we will have rainbow. This one times this one will just be 2n x to the power of n. This one times this one will just be the whole thing, which will become minus n, because plus and minus, so it's minus. This will just be 2 to the power of n minus 1, x to the power of n minus 1, and then x to the power of minus 2. Just now what I did was this one times this one, this one times this one. So now next is this one times this one. So I write it below. So it will be plus 2x, 2nxn. Okay, this is this rainbow. Now this one times this one. So again plus 2x, and then after that just put n, 2n minus 1, x n minus 1. And still got this one, which is the x minus 2. Okay, then I'm going to put plus dot dot dot. Okay, so kids, they only want the first two terms. So here got actually four terms, right? 1, 2, 3, and 4. So which are the first two terms? Look at the power. This is x to the power of n. Okay, over here, this is x to the power, same base, right? So it will be n minus 1 minus 3. So this is x to the power of n minus 3. Okay, now this one, what will this be? Okay, let me simplify one more line. So 2m xn minus n 2m minus 1. This will be x m minus 3. Minus 1 minus 2 is minus 3. Okay, move next line. So I'm going to combine these two. So it will be plus 2, 2n, and this will be x to the power of m plus 2. Agree? Because n, sorry, plus 1, not plus 2. Okay, so this one is power 1, this one is just n, so it's n plus 1. Okay, this part, I'm going to put the 2, then I put the n, the x later I will use it. This one will be 2m minus 1. Okay, let's now combine this, and this. So it will be x, m minus 1 minus 2 is m minus 3 with a plus 1. So this will be m minus 2. Because 1 minus 1, no more, so I left with m minus 2. Then again, plus dot dot dot. So kids, because this one is descending power, so that means it starts from the biggest power, then smaller. So the first two terms, you have to look at the power. So 1 is n, this is n minus 3, this is n plus 1, and this is n minus 2. So which one is bigger? Okay, the bigger will be n plus 1, agree? So that means this is the term 1. You understand? Because this is descending power. So this is your term 1. Then what's the next biggest value? N. Okay? Then after it will be this one, then it will be this one. But we don't want the third and fourth term. We only want the first term and the second term. So this is the first term, and this is the second term. So we're going to take these two, okay, I'm going to extend. So we're going to take these two, and then after that, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to write this and this. So it will be 2, 2n, and xm plus 1. This is the first term plus the second term, which is 2n xm. They say this first two terms, when I add them together, the coefficient is 768. So let's take out what is the coefficient. The coefficient is this and this. So it means 2, 2m plus 2 to the power of m give me 768. So let's break this up. So this one means that you will not pick it up. Take out common factor. So I take out 2n, 2 plus 1 equals to 768. I take out 2 to the power of n, I have 2. I take out 2 to the power of n, I still have 1. So it means it's 2m, 3, 768. So in the end, 2n equals to 768 divided by 3, which is 256. So 2n is equals to 2 to the power of 8, and therefore n equals to 8, shown. Okay, so this part and this part is actually question 1a. Okay? Okay, now, kids, now let's take a look at this part. Now cannot see the bottom already, I move up already. Okay, so now let's see. Okay, this one important. Okay, they asked to find the x to the power of negative 7, the term that contains x to the power of negative 7 in this expansion. Okay, in this expansion. So what I'm going to do is use the general formula. So it will be TR plus 1. Okay, so you will have NCR, so it's 8CR, because this one is 8. And then after that, what is my A? My A is 2x. And then this one will be 8 minus R. And then this one will be minus 1 over x squared to the power of R. Write out the general formula first. Put in the A and the B. Okay, then you're supposed to form equation to find out what is the n that you are interested, the R that you're interested to give you the term that you want. Okay, so what do you do? Okay, so let's take a look. This part and this part contribute to the x. Understand? So after that, I'm going to just dig out the red color part. We will say x 8 minus R. X, this one bring up is minus 2, so it's minus 2r. I want to equal this to x to the power of minus 7. Okay, so this one same base, I'm going to add a power, so it will be x 8 minus 3r equals to x minus 7. And take out the x, so you will know that therefore 8 minus 3r equals to minus 7. And then after that, minus 3r equals to minus 15, r equals to 5. So R equals to 5, we know that means we want the sixth term. Okay, so I always write out. No, as in, you see, for the binomial term, right? You always have, like example, let's say for example you have the 3, 2, 4 x squared. You only have two portions, right? You have the coefficient and you have the x to the power of something. Hello, if anyone disturb here, my moderator will just kick you out of the chat. Okay? So please give chance for people who want to learn here. Thank you. If you don't like to be in this chat, please just swipe away, go to other channel. Thank you. So kids, so your terms is always consist of the coefficient and x to the power of something. Okay? So in this general formula here, okay, let's analyze. The 8CR is just number. So it actually contribute to the coefficient. It only contribute to the coefficient. You understand? And then this 2 to the power of 8 minus r, 2 to the power of 8 minus r again contribute to the coefficient. The one I circle in red contribute to this part. Understand? So of course, it need not necessarily be 2 I mean x to the power of something. Okay? And then the negative does also contribute to the coefficient. The negative contribute to the coefficient, whether is it a positive or negative. You understand? And then after that, this one, x to the power of, the 1 is just contribute to the coefficient as well. So only the red color, x to the power of minus 2r, contribute to the red color one. So I want to combine the red color one to find out what is the error that will give me x to the power of negative 7. You understand? Okay? So that's why I dig out the red color part, x to the power of 8 minus r, x to the power of minus 2r. Okay? Minus 2r is because this x2 is at the denominator. If I bring it up, it becomes x to the power of minus 2. Okay? So then after that, x to the power of minus 7. So make it equal equation. So you have 8 minus 3r equals to negative 7. Minus 3r equals to minus 15. So r equals to 5. So I know it will be the sixth term. So now put back the r equals to 5 into here. So that means now it's the sixth term. So it will be 8c5. Okay. 2x 8 minus 5 minus 1 over x2 to the power of 5. Okay. So press calculator everything and you will get minus 448 x to the power of minus 7. So kids, take note lah. Sometimes they ask for the coefficient that contain, give the coefficient of the term that give me x to the power of minus 7. Then I will say that my answer is minus 448. But for this question, they say find the term. That means I want the whole thing. Okay? I want the whole thing. Okay? Okay. So the top part, never mind. I will do another video. Okay, I will do another video for the first 1A again to mix with this live video. Anyway, this video will be shared to the YouTube channel. Okay, so you can revise. So let me just continue. Okay, as for the question 1A, I will do another video, and then after that I match together with this YouTube. This channel. This live. Let's move on. Okay, let's move on to the circle. So go and join my Telegram channel to get the worksheets. X to the power of 7. No, can it be 448 x to the power of 7? No, it's x to the power of negative 7. Okay? No, you cannot remove. X to the power of 7 and x to the power of negative 7 is two different things. Okay? Okay, next question is circle. Okay, next question is circle. So first, kids, you need to know the equation of the circle, the format of the equation of the circle, correct? So I just write it up here. So is our center is equals to AB, and of course our radius is just called r. So equation of the circle is x minus a square plus y minus b square equals to radius square. Okay, call it r. Okay, so that's the equation of the circle format. Okay, so let's take a look over here. So a C1 and another circle C2 pass through the same point 0 minus 3. Then they say that the radius of both circles is square root 5. The center lie on this line. So find the equation of the two circles. Thank you for the rows. So the question is, how are you going to find the two circles? Okay, so the trick is I'm going to let the center be AB. I have two unknown. My center be AB. Okay, and the trick is because the center lies on this line. So I'm going to sub x equals to a into the line y equals to x because they say the center is on this line. So I want to find out what is the y coordinate. Moderator, I think got one boy say that don't mute him already. He said he want to learn. Okay, then you be good. Okay, you want to ask, you can ask politely, I will definitely answer you. Just now I mentioned, in case just now you never see, the binomial first part, I will do another video, okay, because I want to go through the behind questions. Okay, so sub x equals to a into y equals to x. So that means y is equals to a. So in other words, now your center actually only have one unknown, which is a comma a. Okay. This is O-level A math. No lah, how can this be sec 1? If this one is sec 1, then after that sec 4 faint already. This one is circles you learn in sec 3 most of the time, sec 3 A maths. Okay, but we are doing like overall revision for O-level. Okay, center equals to AA. So now how? Then after that, remember this just now they give us a point that the circle also pass through 0 minus 3. So I have 2 points now, AA and 0 minus 3. And I also have the radius, which is equals to square root 5. So I'm going to use it. Center and the point on the circle actually form the radius. Okay? Then after that, use the length formula. So it will be square root a minus 0 square plus a minus minus 3 square is equals to square root 5. Okay? Then after that, because anyway both sides got square root, right? I can just ignore the square root. So it becomes a square plus a plus 3 square equals to 5. Open this up. A square plus 6a plus 9 minus 5 equals to 0. So 2a square plus 6a plus 4 equals to 0. I'm going to reduce, divide by 2. So I will have a square plus 3a plus 2 equals to 0. Factorize a 2 and 1. Okay, just to let you know, because this is A maths, so the manipulation I go faster, because I expect you all to know how to rainbow and all this thing already. So then this one both plus. So you will have a equals to minus 2 or a equals to negative 1. So that means I already have my 2 center. Okay, now I have my 2 center. One is minus 1 because center is AA, and minus 2 and minus 2. So after that, they want the equation of the 2 circle, right? So you will say, where? That's a 4. 9 minus 5 is 4. Okay, so then after that, equation of the circle, you will write C1. Okay, C1 x plus 1 square. Remember just now I was here, the equation of the circle is x minus a. So since my a is negative 1, so x minus minus 1. So that's why it's this one, y plus 1 square equals to radius square. Radius is square root 5. Square root 5 square is just 5. So just put 5. Okay, so equation of C1 is this. C2 will be x plus 2 square, y plus 2 square equals to 5. So sometimes students ask me, whether do I need to put the expanded form? Right? Do I have to put the expanded form? He won't. Yeah, remember, I think I got answer one of the questions. Okay? So this will be, I mean, if they ask for the general form, then yes, you need to, the standard form. I mean, when they ask you to expand, ask for general form, then you got to expand. Okay, standard form, we just leave it in this, is fine. But of course, on the radius side, if it's, let's say for example, you don't leave it in this form, you got to simplify the right hand side. Only the expanded form, this one bracket, you don't have to expand. So just put 5. So we are done with this part. Okay, let's move on. Can be the other way round, right? What do you mean by the other way round? You mean write 5 equals to something? Or you mean C1 is this equation and C2 is this equation? I don't know what to do. Are you asking that? How does the line y equals to x look on the graph when drawn out? Y equals to x is a straight line graph. It means that you see, just side note. That means when 1 is 1, 2 is 2, 3 is 3, so it will be 0, 0, minus 1, minus 1, minus 2, minus 2. So it will be a straight line, y equals to x. Oh, he meant y come first. Technically speaking, not wrong. If you write y plus 1 square plus x plus 1 square, you are not wrong. Right? It's not wrong. It's just that equation of the circle, they always put it in this form. Okay? Okay, so now let's move on. So, part 2. They say that C1 and C2 intersect at a point on the x-axis. Okay, intersect at x-axis. So when you intersect at x-axis, what is 0? When the circle intersect the x-axis, what is 0? Why do I have to do the paper today? Today paper already over. What's the point? Answer already submitted. We look forward. Look forward to the next exam already. Okay? Yes, y is 0. Well done. So I just need to sub y equals to 0 into the equation. Okay? So C1, when I sub it in, is just x plus 1 square plus 0 plus 1 square equals to 5. Okay, kids, I don't have to show the full working. Don't worry, the solution that I attach to the Telegram channel will be the full working. But over here, I will skip the expansion thing, okay? Okay? So this one, when you solve it, let me see my work. That's my work. Okay, this one, when you solve it, you will get x equals to minus 3 or x equals to 1. Then for C2, when I sub it in, it will be x plus 2 square plus 0 plus 2 square equals to 5. And then when you you will get x equals to negative 1 or x equals to minus 3. And because it is a common point, so we are talking about x equals to minus 3. So in this case, they don't need the full point. They only ask for the x coordinate. So you will say, therefore, x equals to minus 3. Yes, you need to expand because you need to solve the equation. This one is because I sub y equals to 0 inside. I want to solve the x. Then yes, I need to expand. But when you leave the answer in the equation of the circle, you don't need to go and open up. Go to my bio, click on the link, and then after that you can see one of the button is join my Telegram channel. Okay, so this is this part. Let's move on to the last part of the circle question. Yes, can find the link on my bio. I think I need to have a admin to help me answer the question to the audience. I purposely today, this morning, I do one video, pin it up to my TikTok video to show you all how to go to my YouTube channel, how to go to my Telegram channel, how to go to my Instagram. Yeah, the guide is already there. Okay, come, this one is a tough one. Okay, they say given that a point P lies on the circle C1 and another point Q lies on the circle C2, they say find the greatest distance between P and Q. Wow, cool kids, you are so nice. Thank you. Okay, so of course I play cheat a bit. Okay, usually kids, when come to circle or coordinate geometry, it is always better for you to sketch it out so that you can visualize better. Okay, so my diagram, I draw it out. So the question is, how am I going to draw the circle? Remember, let me just roughly tell you how to draw circle. Because just now we have our center is minus 1, minus 1. So over here, minus 1 and minus 1. Okay, then we know that our radius is square root 5. So what I need to do is, I need to key in calculator square root 5. You get 2.236. So why do I need this? It's because I need to know, okay, the center, the radius, whether is it right above the x-axis or below the x-axis. You understand? So then after that, since it's 2 point something and this is -1, so I know that it will be above. Okay, just agak only. So I just need a point on the top, a point on the left, a point on the right, and a point at the bottom. And then you can already sketch out the circle. Okay, you don't need to draw until very nice. It's just sketching out so that you can visualize it. Okay, so this is how I draw the first circle, right? So this is my C1. Then of course, let's look at this one. So we do the same thing for the -2, dot. So actually this is the C2. Okay, so I have the C1, I have the C2. Now look at this one. Remember just now our center is on the line y equals to x. So now they're asking you what is the furthest distance between P and Q. The furthest distance is this P must be, here is the radius. This one is the radius. From here to here is also the radius. Okay? Yes, you will cut the origin. But my one is sketching. So you see my graph just nice doesn't cut the origin. Okay? But it's just sketching. Okay? And then after that, this middle part, I will have to find. Because it's the length between the two centers. Agree? So in other words, the greatest distance between the 2 points will be radius plus the length between the two centers. So the first step is I find the length between the two centers. So the 2 point was -1 and -1, and then the -2 and -2. This is the two center, so I find the length, and I find that the length is square root 2. Okay? Then after that, greatest distance is just square root 5 plus square root 5, which is the 2 radius, then plus square root 2, which is the middle, and that will be the greatest distance between P and Q. So you can put it in terms of surds, because you see this is A math, right? A math, you can leave your answer in terms of surds, or you put it in 3SF also can. Unless the question particular asks for exact form, then you have to leave it in terms of surds and cannot give in 3SF. Understand? So this is end of the circle question. Let's move on to the next. And the next is the nightmare of many people, which is the trigo question. How? Are you all still surviving? How many are still listening? Say yes. Type yes in the chat. Let me see whether anybody is listening or not. How you get a search form? How I get a search form? Just not that one. You mean this part? I get -1 minus -2, so it becomes -1 plus 2, so it will be 1 square. So this side also the same thing, 1 square. So 1 square plus 1 square is square root 2 lor. And the 2 radius is square root 5, then add them. This and this is like term. So square root 5 plus square root 5 is 2 square root 5. So plus 2 plus square root 2, so this is the greatest distance. Yes, but I died. Don't die. Try to absorb as much as you can. Get 3 marks also better than nothing, right? Okay, kids, let's move on to the trigo. Let's move on to the trigo. So, my way of doing trigo might not be the same as your school teacher, okay? But this is how I do my trigo. So first, they say cosine A is minus m. So I will write cosine A equals to minus, and then you know that we always have two numbers, right? So I put minus m over 1. So that I will have two numbers, because Tuaka So got OA and a H. Okay? Okay, help me share the video. Help me like also. Thank you. Tonight is A math. Okay, so once I have this one, I will ask myself. Okay, I always draw this thing. Okay, cosine negative. Which quadrant will it be? Second and third. Agree? So I will put second and third first. Just answer to the part negative first. So it will be second and third quadrant that give me negative. But in this question, they give me additional information by telling me A is obtuse. A obtuse means that it's in the second quadrant, and means that I will reject the third quadrant. So that means in this question, my A will be in the second quadrant. Okay, and when I know my A is in the second quadrant, what do I do? Okay, so you know that the triangle will sit like that, right? But I don't like to draw it inside here. I will draw it outside here. And inside here, you do not put A. You cannot put A here because A is more than 90, less than 180. So this one you should put it as a basic angle symbol. And in this case, where is the A? Okay, the A is actually this part. Understand? A is obtuse. Okay. So with this, after that, let's put in the information. Because M is A over H. So OA, so this one is M and this one is H. Okay. Then after that, by Pythagoras theorem, 1 square minus M square. So it's 1 minus M square and then square root. So kids, they want for tangent A, right? Then look at the same diagram. Just get the AOA. Tangent is O over A. So it's square root 1 minus M square over M. But always check. Remember, our A is in the second quadrant. Second quadrant tangent is negative. So after I get a trigo ratio, I know that it's negative. I put a minus in front. Done. Okay? So actually, in fact, 3A is still manageable. Okay? It's still manageable. 3B and 3C is the one that is many students will not know how to do. But so far, 3A all okay? All good. Can I proceed to B and C? Okay, let's move on to B. Okay, this one. Cotangent 180 minus A. First, third letter. Look at the third letter. Third letter is a T, so we know it's tangent. So this one means it's 1 over tangent 180 minus A. Okay? Take note, 180 minus A is not necessary that it is in the second quadrant. A lot of students got it wrong. Okay? So, how do I know whether this 180 minus A is it in which quadrant or not? So what I do is, see, for me on the side, I will do a check to check which quadrant it is at. So for example, because we know that A is obtuse, right? A is obtuse. So we give an example. E.g., okay, your A is 120 degree. Okay, example. Okay, and so you will know that. And you know that when A is 120, my basic angle is 60 degree. So let's check. 180 degree minus A will be 180 minus 120, and that will give me 60 degree. Agree? So it means I know 180 minus A, this one, it will be in the first quadrant. So therefore, I know that it will be in the first quadrant. You understand? Be careful, just now that one was A. A is in the second quadrant. Now it's 180 minus A. So I need to check 180 minus A is in which quadrant. That's why I put an example. A is 120, basic is 60, just put it there. Then you take 180 minus the A, you know, oh, so 180 minus a obtuse angle, it actually gives me the 60 degree. And when this thing is 60 degree, means that the tangent, this whole thing is in the first quadrant. So it means that it will be 1 minus tangent basic angle. And just now our basic angle over here, tangent means that I take back just now this one. Understand? As in, but without the minus, because this is the basic. Now it's 60 degrees, it's supposed to be positive. So that means it will be 1 over square root 1 minus m square over m. And then after that I get m over square root 1 minus m square. Done. So this is tricky, kids. Okay, I repeat, Now repeat. Okay, this question is not so straightforward. Why? Because the A wasn't a cube. The A is obtuse. Remember? In this question, my A in the first place is a number, or is an angle in the second quadrant. So, since it's in the second quadrant, I will have to check what is 180 minus A. Yes, add maths fun is good. 180 minus A is a cube, as A is obtuse. So sometimes we cannot memorize, right? So what I do is, I just test it out. So since I know my A is obtuse, I will just try with any angle. So I will assume, example, my A is 120. And because when my A is 120, we know that, okay, we know that our basic angle is 60 degrees. If this is 120, I will know that basic is 60. I just write it here. So I take 180 minus 120, I get 60. So we know this whole thing is in the first quadrant. So since this one is the whole thing is in the first quadrant, it means it's equals to tangent basic angle. So just take just now the tangent, the same just now that triangle, take the O and A, but without the negative, and we get the answer. Can? All okay for this question? Okay, quiet. All okay or not? I move on to the half angle. You don't take negative because we know 180 minus A. This angle gives us 60. 60 is in the first quadrant, and first quadrant everything is positive. Can? So every time come out this kind of 180 minus A, please check whether is it in which quadrant first. A is in the second quadrant doesn't mean 180 minus A is in the second quadrant. Just remember that. The next one is half A. Okay? Many students don't know how to do half A. A over 2 is the meaning of half A. So you can rewrite as cosine half A anyway. Put a bracket. Okay? So take note, kids. For sine half A or cosine half A, always use the double formula for the cosine 2A. Okay? Wait, I take something first. Where is my formula? Okay, so now see here. So this one, I'm going to use this formula. Write out the formula cosine 2A. Remember cosine 2A, you actually have 3 formula, right? Usually the first formula, seldom use it. Huh? Who say double angle is out of syllabus? Who? Hello, double angle is inside, huh? Only the proof of geometry is taken out. Trigo, everything is tested. I think what you're trying to say is the very no. I know there is one trigo formula, 2 formula was taken out, but no, it's not. The one is taken out long time ago, so nothing to do with that. Yes, we use double formula. See, cosine 2A actually have the second one, which is the 2 cosine square A minus 1. Okay. Then after that, what I want you to do is, let's make the cosine square A the subject first. So, I will have to, cosine square A will be equals to cosine 2A plus 1 divided by 2. All agree? I'm just making cosine square A the subject. No, it's fine. Anyway, it's better that you clarify now. Better than after you never study the double angle fin. Okay? It's tested, Okay. So, all understand why I make this one the subject, Then, after that, I make cosine A. So, that means it's just square root this whole thing. Of course, when you square root, please remember to put plus minus. I use the double angle because I want to get half A. but it's not done yet. Remember, see, double angle means that the left hand side angle is double the angle on the right hand side. So now, see, since this one is 1A, this one is 2A, that means I'm going to change this to become cosine half A. Apply the same thing but using half A. This one is single, this one is times 2. So if I put half A here, that means this side will be cosine A plus 1 over 2. Understand? This is very important. Half A is often come out. This is an A maths question, of course. How can it be E math? Okay, so kids, this one is finding cosine half A. Okay, I'm going to tell you the other formula to find sine half A. Okay, sine half A, take note, you cannot use the double angle for sine 2A. Ayo, why you call me auntie? I only 18 years old. Okay, so I will use cosine 2A is equals to 1 minus 2 sine square A. Only one person will call me auntie. Is it my that friend? Yeah, I am only 18 years old. No. Adakyo 97. Take note, sine half A cannot use the double angle for the... Hi Minecraft, I remember you. Okay, so kids, see here, even the sine half A, I should be using this cosine 2A to find the formula. Yes, I will post the video in the YouTube. Okay, then after that, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to make sine square A the subject. So bring over. So it will be sine square A will be equals to 1 minus cosine 2A over 2. And same thing, sine A is equals to 1 minus cosine 2A over 2. Then you square root with a plus minus. Okay, then apply the same concept. This side, I'm going to put it as half A. So it becomes sine half A equals to plus minus square root 1 minus cosine A over 2. Okay, so kids always ask me, why I cannot use the double angle for the sine 2A? See, if I write here sine 2A equals to 2 sine A cosine A. If I use this formula, see, kids, if I use this formula, it becomes sine A equals to 2 sine half A cosine half A. If I use this formula, imagine you have sine A. You are supposed to find sine half A. Then you go and use this formula. Then the bad news is you need to spend time to find your cosine half A. Then you can use this. Then it will take a long time, you understand? Because in order to solve cosine half A, then you got to apply this formula again. This formula. So it's like too many formula. So the trick is, be it sine half A or cosine half A, you always use the double angle for the cosine 2A. Understand? Understand? All good or not? I move on already. Okay, so now let's see. So I already show you that cosine half A is using this one. So I'm going to just use the formula. So it become plus minus square root cosine A plus 1 over 2. Okay? And cosine A was what? Cosine A, do I have it? I don't have it yet, but look at this one. Look at the triangle. Cosine A means is A over H. Okay? Which is M. Is it M? Yeah, M over 1. M over 1. So it's just M. So it means it is plus minus square root M plus 1 over 2. But be careful. Remember just now we say that cosine A is in the second quadrant, so it's supposed to be minus M. Okay, so then after that, the question is, do I reject any of them. So I will have two answers. I will have the positive minus m plus 1 over 2 or minus square root minus m plus 1 over 2. Okay, kids, see here. Cosine A in second quadrant, it was in the question itself. Cosine A is minus m, A is in obtuse. So we are referring in the second quadrant. It's a continuation. The question says A is obtuse, yes. Because it is obtuse. Yes. Okay. So then after that, come back to here. So the thing is, these two, do I need to reject or not? Okay, kids, you see here, you need to test it out. So, I mean, as usual, proving. Remember, our A is in the second quadrant, so it's between 90 degree to 180 degree. Agree? So, half A means times half on both sides, 45 degree and 90 degree. So now kids, half A between 45 and 90 degree. Is it in the first quadrant? Huh? M is more than 1? What are you talking about? What imaginary? No, we don't bother about the M thing. We don't bother about the M thing. Just take it as this one is a negative value, this one is a positive value. Okay? So we know that half A is in the first quadrant, and that's why we will reject the negative and we will accept the positive value. Okay? I have 3 lives this week, Monday, Thursday and Friday. I will still do some binomial questions. Okay? Based on the video, I see that people ask for integration, circle, binomial, trigo, yeah. Wait for complex number. No, it don't really matter about complex number. Anyway, the question asks to find in terms of m. In terms of n. Okay? How will you know it's imaginary number? If I rewrite, I write it as this way. Will you tell me that this is complex number? Just because I put the minus in front, you tell me it's a complex number. Huh? Okay? Anyway, this one just put in terms of m. Okay? Just reject this one, which is the minus, because this one, when we square root, we have plus minus. Okay? Okay, let's move on. Trigo, done. So, kids, the important things I already highlight. Sine half A and cosine half A, please use the cosine 2A formula. Okay? For the tangent half A, use a double angle for the tangent. Very straightforward. Okay? Let's move on. Yes, I'm doing area on the graph. That's the last question. Okay, kids. Doing differentiation now. And as requested, differentiation, I do the differentiation of logarithm over here. Can someone tell me how to differentiate this question? They say ln, okay, I write bigger. My fx is equals to ln cube root 5 plus x over 5 minus x. Those who revise for A math one, can someone tell me how to do this question? I want to differentiate this one. So how do I differentiate this question? Huh? Don't know what is deflection. I already said I will teach sec 1 to sec 5 only. Change the cube root. Change the cube root to what? Yes, well done. Separate it using ln property first. Yes, change to power 1/3. Okay, a lot of students see the cube root, they struggle. Okay, so you need to know your logarithm laws. So this is cube root. So put ln 5 plus x over 5 minus x to the power of 1/3 first. And logarithm power law tells us that 1/3 can bring it to the in front. So it becomes 1/3 ln 5 plus x over 5 minus x. Then again, power law. When power law single logarithm divide, I can split into two different ln become minus. So it become 1/3 ln 5 plus x. Must put bracket because you ln this thing minus 1/3 ln 5 minus x. So common mistake is students never put a 1/3 at the second part. But you must understand this 1/3 belongs to both of them. So you got to put the 1/3 there. Understand? Then after that, you got to take out common factor. Just put the common factor 1/3 constant out. So it will look like that. Kids, I haven't even differentiated. I'm only changing into a form whereby it's easier to differentiate. Okay? My moderator is around. Behave, kids. Later my moderator, I tell you. So now we are ready to differentiate. Just to let you know, kids, differentiate ln is very easy because we know that when we want to differentiate, for example, ln x is just 1 over x. Okay? And then if I want to differentiate ln, let's say, 3x plus 2, it's just 1 over 3x plus 2 multiplied by differentiate inside. This is the differentiation of logarithm. Nice answer. Yes, anything to improve AMF. Not study, I should say practice. Because study means you just read only, right? Kids, be careful. Maths, you need to write one. Don't just take the working, look at the working. By looking at the working, you will not improve. I tried that before. Okay? Long time ago when I was revising for exam, I not enough time, right? So I read the solution. And I never practice. In the end, the exam, I just pass only, okay? Because when you didn't write, you cannot remember. Just don't go into your head. By looking at it, it's not enough. Okay, so now let's differentiate. So kids, you see, just to let you know, do you see the prime thing and the prime thing? You need to know f prime, it simply means it's just dy dx. Yeah, you cannot read the maths. Okay, so after that, let's do differentiate. Now we are ready to differentiate. So the 1/3, just keep it outside. Ln this one differentiate is 1 over 5 plus x. Multiply, I always make it a habit. Differentiate inside, even though it's 1, I will just put it here. Okay? Next, this one. Differentiate 1 over 5 minus x. Multiply, differentiate inside is a negative 1, kids. Negative 1. So put minus 1 here. Close it. Huh? The word so small? Alright, then so big already. You still cannot see. Like that cannot. Hello? Wear spectacle or use your magnifying glass? Flip your screen, bro. Some trick, Okay, come. So, simplify, See. So, it's 1/3, 1 over 5 plus x. Minus, this become plus, And again, I will show here. Okay. So, see, it become Then after that, all I need to do is simplify the top. 5 plus 5 is 10. Minus x plus x means it's nothing. So I only left with this. Okay? Put it into a single fraction. It becomes 10 over 25 minus x squared. Because this is a plus b, a minus b. So it becomes a squared minus b squared. Yes, Cheese Kim. Why ask me, Cher? What happened? How to do fraction multiplication? What do you mean by fraction multiplication? Okay. So this one I already continue already. Okay, so now next, don't forget, this one is only fx. I still have a f differentiate one more time. So kids, see here. So this one is not a good format to differentiate. So I'm going to change this to the change, something like a change rule. Yes, don't ask irrelevant questions, sorry. I mean, as in now we are revising for O level. If you want to ask for something out of Sec 1 to Sec 5, A Math, I mean, out of Sec 1 and Sec 5, I cannot help. Okay, I don't teach primary school. Okay, and I only focus Sec 1 to Sec 5. And now we are focusing on A Math O level. Okay, so see here, what I did was I bring this up, so it becomes -1. So when I put it in this form, it's easier for us to apply chain rule. So then after differentiate, the power bring down, so it's times -1. Copy power -1, multiply by differentiate inside, so it's -2x. So when I simplify, you get this one and this one. So this is the second derivative. Can? Okay, so we are done with this part. Next. Okay, I scared I no time. This one is 第几题? Okay, so I will do okay lah, can. Okay, so next they ask, hence determine the range of values of x for which both, take note kids, both the f prime x and the f prime prime x are positive. Okay, so what you need to do is, see here. So let's do the first one. So for f prime x to be more than 0, let's take back the f prime x, the fraction. It is 10 over 3 25 minus x squared more than 0. So now let's analyze this thing. For this whole thing to be positive, because 10 and 3 is already positive, so it means that I need to just make sure that this one bracket with the x one must be positive. Agree? Okay, so I will say, since the 10 over 3 is already positive, so I need to make sure that my 25 minus x squared must be positive. Binomial, actually question 1 I already go through, but I will still continue to go through binomial question for next live as well. Okay, I think today the first question binomial is a bit too high gradient already. I should have started with the easier binomial first. Then maybe that the third lesson I do a higher order binomial. But since I already posted the question out, I will put up the video on the YouTube for you all for the question 1A for the binomial. So now let's do this one. Kids, you see this one? This is minus x squared plus 25 more than 0. So whenever you have minus, you know, quadratic inequality, you're supposed to draw this one, right? Okay, but take note, this is negative. So by right, it's supposed to be a sad face, right? But never draw sad face. Always happy. Okay, just remember that you should be happy and not sad. So what do? I just multiply by negative throughout. So I will get x squared minus 25 and flip the mouth so it becomes less than 0. So now this one can factorize. It becomes x plus 5 and x minus 5 less than 0. So over here you have minus 5 and 5. Less than 0 means I need to shade the inside. So it becomes x between minus 5 and 5. Can? Not done yet, because I still need to find my f prime prime positive. So now for f prime prime x to be positive, let's bring back our fraction. So it's 20x over 3, 25 minus x square more than 0. Okay. So now let's analyze. Okay, let's analyze. This 20 over 3 is already positive. Okay, and this part, so you will say since 20 over 3 and this 25 minus x square, because this one is square, right? So when you square means that this 2 is always positive already, agree? So when these two expressions already positive, all I need to take care is my x must be positive. Agree? Okay? So for f prime x to be positive, I need to take note that my x must be within this range. For my f prime prime to be positive, I need to take note that my x is more than 0. Then I need to find out the range that fulfill both. So kids, you will draw the inequality. So draw the number line. For me is I will write out the three numbers, minus 5, 0, and 5. So put in minus 5, 0, and 5. Minus 5 to 5, I will draw, there's no equal, that means it's unshaded. X more than 0, I will draw it upstairs, and then this direction all the way to the M. And then you find the common region. When to decide to change the fraction, bring up to do chain rule or product instead of quotient. You mean the 5 rules, is it? Okay, I will take some time to explain that part. Okay, let me finish up this part. So the common region is only this portion. So it means that the final range is x between 0 and 5. So kids, be careful. So this one only fulfill this one. This one only fulfill this one. And when I combine these two range, then I will have this. So this is the answer. Understand? Wow, thanks. Okay, so now let's take a look. So about the 5 rules. So someone asked about the chain rule, product rule, and quotient rule. Okay, let me just explain one thing. Okay, I just randomly come up something. Okay, if I want to differentiate, let's say 3x cubed over plus 5x over x squared. Okay, I want to differentiate this one. Okay, can someone tell me how do I differentiate this one? How do I differentiate this one? Wow, so quiet. This one quite basic. No, not quotient rule. Okay, kids. First, when you see fraction, doesn't mean that it is always quotient rule. Check your denominator. Your denominator only has one term, right? So if it's one term, means that I can split it. I will put it as 3x cubed over x2 plus 5x over x squared. Haven't differentiated yet, not ready yet. So this one, see, x cubed and x squared cancel, so it becomes 3x. This one become 5 over x. So this one become 5x to the power of negative 1. Okay, so now I'm ready to differentiate. Now it's rule 1, rule 2. Agree? So then it becomes differentiate 3x is just 3. Differentiate this one, bring down the minus 1. So it's minus 5x power minus 1 minus 2. Don't put as negative index. So it's 3 minus 5 over x squared. Done. Yes. Okay, you only use quotient rule if, let's say, my denominator have an additional kaypoh thing here, kaypoh 1. When you have an x squared plus 1 as denominator, then I cannot split. Right? I cannot split. And when I cannot split, then of course I cannot use quotient rule. Okay? So kids have to take note on this one. And sometimes you'll be surprised, you know, sometimes the questions is, let's say for example, like that. Okay? This one. Students see fraction already, quotient rule. But your denominator doesn't have x at all. So you shouldn't apply quotient rule. Agree? So in such situation, I will just put the 1/5 outside here. And then after that, 3x cubed plus 5x. Then after that, you can put it as 3/5 x cubed plus 5 divided by 5, so it's x. I change it to this form, then I differentiate. Agree not? Okay? How to know when to do long division before differentiate? Why do you need to do long division? No, you don't need to do long division, what? You never do long division, what? You mean this one, ah? Is this long division? No, this is splitting. All I did was split. You see, if I have 1 over 3 plus, okay, change. 3 over 7 plus, let's say, 2x over 7. Same denominator, we combine, it becomes 3 plus 2x over 7, right? So all I do is, what I did was, from here, I split into this one only. I'm not doing any long division here. Okay, so now next is about the quotient rule and the product rule. Okay, so if let's say you have 3x squared plus 2, then bottom is, let's say, 4x plus 1. You want to differentiate this one. This one by right, top denominator. Cher, please be here for me next year. I should be still around lah, unless people bully me lah. Yes, so I split. What I did was I split. Even improper fraction, you also no need what. If you're talking about partial fraction, yes, improper fraction you need to do the long division. But that is under partial fraction. Nothing to do with your differentiation. Understand? Okay. No need lah. If it's improper fraction, just in a differentiation, just differentiate using quotient rule. Okay. The part whereby you need to do long division is only for partial fraction. Okay. See this one, Okay, kids. This one I can denominator got 2 terms, so I cannot split, right? So this one, like, I can only use quotient rule. Agree? So this one you have 2 choice. You either can use quotient rule or you want to change it to product rule also can. Because this I can also change it to become 3x squared plus 2, 4x plus 1 to the power of -1. Then in this case I can use product rule as well. Agree? But I will not suggest. Some of my students say, Cher, I don't like to use quotient rule. I change it to this one to use product rule. It's fine. 99% of the time you change it to this one, you still can do as per normal. But there are times whereby using quotient rule is easier. Okay? Then I already bring up already. You can bring up, no problem. But sometimes when you do the bring up one, and then if you cannot work out, very seldom lah. Okay? When you cannot work out, then you just go back to do your quotient rule. Understand? Okay, so let me just tell you how you differentiate this one. I'm not going to go through I just go through the formula. So differentiate for quotient rule is keep bottom, differentiate the top, minus keep the top, differentiate the bottom, and always bottom square. Just remember that backside is more important. So you actually square the bottom and put it at the denominator. Okay? So this is quotient rule. 5 grade maths. What is 5 grade maths? Other country? Okay. Okay, kids. Let's move on. So the one who asked me about chain rule, product rule, quotient rule one, you got a better idea? Inverse integration, I will choose inverse. Definitely I will choose inverse integration. I think I already have it in the next, should be next live lah. No, I don't teach primary 5, P1 to P5, no, Sec 1 to Sec 5 only. Let's move on. So this one done. Oh, this is horrible, I tell you. This is differentiation of trigo. How? Ready? Yes, I will do rate of change as well, because rate of change will come out. Trigo integration. I think only 1% ready. Well, all don't want to face the reality to do differentiation of trigo. Yeah, trigo integration, okay, take note. I mean, kids, you all put inside the chat, some I remember. Okay, some I remember, some I don't remember. They take out plain geometry good. Let's go. Okay, I love Mr. Coconut. Let's go. Okay, see here, kids. Before I differentiate this one, okay, I'm going to change the presentation first. So differentiate, especially when the trigo got the square or the cube, I will always change it. So I will put it as 4. Yeah, wait. This one should be square bracket. 4, okay, sine half x. You see, my x over 2, I also write it as half x. Why I write to half x is because it's easier to differentiate half x. Look, it look nicer lah. Okay, plus pi square. See, I will put the whole thing bracket, then I put the square here. You understand? So now we are ready to apply chain rule. Chain rule. Sorry, this is still haven't differentiate. No equal. So now 2 bring down, so it becomes 4 times 2, right? So it becomes 4 times 2. Okay, see, inside everything copy. Power minus 1, so 2 minus 1 is 1 outside. Although it's redundant to put the 1 there, I will just put there to just remind myself that I already take 2 minus 1. Then kids, see here, multiply by differentiate this first inside. So this will be differentiate sine its cosine, copy the theta. Okay? Then differentiate inside again, which is half. So this is what I do. Okay, I always write it out. I will differentiate the so-called slightly inside, then the further inside. Okay, write it this way, so you will know that it will be complete. Then simplify it. So in the end, you will get 4. Because 2 times half means is 1, I left with a 4. So I left with 4 sine half x plus pi cosine half x plus pi. And then after that, this one I have to apply double angle of sine. So at the side I will write here sine 2a equals to 2 sine a cosine a, right? So I'm going to take out 2 first. So put 2 bracket, square bracket, 2 sine half x plus pi cosine half x plus pi. So you look at the formula. When this one a, that means this side is 2a. So now this one is my so-called my a. Now it will become 2a. So it becomes 2 sine double of this one. So it becomes half x times 2, it will be x. Pi times 2, so it's 2 pi. Agree? But we are not complete yet because they ask you to put it into the form of k sine x. This is still not done yet because this is not x yet. Then you have to apply addition formula. This is a tough one, okay, because it uses double angle and also addition formula. So over here, sine A plus B is equals to sine A cosine B plus cosine A and sine B. Okay, this one is formula sheet. Take out from formula sheet. So in this case, my A is my x, my B is my 2 pi. Understand? So it becomes 2 sine x. Okay, you want to put bracket also can. Sine x cosine 2 pi plus cosine A, which is x, sine B, which is sine 2 pi. Okay, kids, see here. So what is cosine 2 pi? So what is cosine 2 pi? Okay, you either 2 pi is the same meaning as 360 degrees. Okay, so you can actually press calculator for cosine 360. So cosine 360 degree actually give you 1. If not, you go by the cosine graph. Cosine 360 is here, which is 1. So 2 sine x and 1 plus cosine x. Sine 2x is sine 360 degree is 0. So this one is 0. In the end, you only have 2 sine x because this one is 0. Therefore, you see, by comparing, you will say, oh, where k equals to 2. Done. Can't it just be sine x since it is one cycle back? No, you show the formula. You're not wrong, but we have to show the working, right? So you will use the double angle and show that the cosine 2 pi is 1, sine 2 pi is 0, and so is 2 sine x. You see, you know that it's one round, but the teacher will not see anything. You see, you suddenly from this one, you jump to this one, it doesn't make sense, what? You understand? Okay? Yeah, what? You need to open up and simplify to k sine x. Maybe my steps I got write a bit more bracket lah, because I need to show it to the others how I open up and how I change it. Okay? But all the steps is needed . The part whereby I change using the sine 2a, using 2 sine a cosine a is definitely needed. Okay? And then after that, the addition formula, you also definitely need to use it, because you cannot from here jump to here. Because you know why? When you do here to here, the teacher will just say, oh, you reach here, you don't know what to do. You just write something that's related to here. You understand what I mean? No, I don't make formula sheet whereby they give you what formula not provided in exam. Okay, this is your responsibility to go and consolidate whatever formula you need to memorize for exam. Okay, this is O level. Of course, this is prelim, not O level questions. Okay. Okay, so I'm done with differentiation of trigo. Can? Last question for the night, which is area under the curve. Yeah, actually area under the curve also my favorite. But a lot of students don't like. Don't know why also. In fact, kids, questions at the back like differentiation, integration are actually more straightforward. Okay. Oh yeah, I will also do a trigo graph one of the live lah. Okay. Okay, I drink water. Help me like and share the video. It's the last question already. Last question for the night. The next live we will do on Thursday. Tomorrow I will upload some paper 2E math questions onto the TikTok. Okay, actually, you know, when in university, right, we have a lot of formulas to memorize. So only NUS they allow. I don't know now still have or not. They give you A4 size paper. I mean, as in you are allowed to write in all the formulas that you need inside A4 size paper. Okay, then you are allowed to bring this piece of A4 size paper into the exam. Okay, but you have to squeeze everything into the A4 size paper. That's for NUS lah. And NTU not allowed to do that. So NTU have to memorize. So for kids, you all need to memorize formula when you're doing your working or whatsoever. Then you need to, every time when you do revision, you know that this formula is important. Put it inside your, what's that? Like, you know, a note a piece of A4 paper, write out all the formula, EMAF 1 sheet, AMAF 1 sheet. Then after that, before exam, just look at the paper. You understand? Okay, he one. No, you don't really bother about the bell curve. Just now I mentioned, we cannot control the bell curve, understand? Okay, be it whether the bell curve is high or low, you still need to do your work. You still need to do your revision. So no need to bother about bell curves. Don't need to go and bother about something that you cannot control. Okay, let's proceed to the last question. Okay. No, that's not cheat sheet. Trust me. That A4 size paper, the things that you can squeeze in don't really help you much during your exam, okay? That's why they are so confident to let you bring in 1 sheet of paper. I think only NUS allow, NTU don't allow. Last time my brain super fried, especially when we study physics. Oh my god, the engineering physics, the formula is so many. Okay, let's move on. Come. Okay, area under the curve. So the diagram shows the line y equals to 2 and part of the curve is here. So they say the curve intersect the x-axis at point A and intersect the y equals to 2 at point B. So a straight line through the origin, this one, intersect the curve at point B. So your task is to find this shaded area, but that is the second part. Pretty much differ from course to course. Yeah, I think so. I think it's only for those like engineering lah. I think it's for those who want to memorize those theory one, then definitely cannot lah. Because if you can bring in A4 size of theory, you can really squeeze in a lot of things. Okay. So part 1 asks to find the x coordinate of A and B. So let's take a look here. So for point A, we will know that because it's on the x-axis, so we know y equals to 0, correct? So I will start here, sub y equals to 0. So I will have, see here, secant square x minus 2 equals to 0. So secant square x equals to 2. Third letter is C, so it's cosine square x is equals to half. So my cosine x is equals to square root half with a plus minus. Right? What is that? Okay, don't make me headache. Okay, then after that, you see, because this one by right 4 quadrant, agree? By right got 4 answer. But look at this curve. This is the first intersect point. So it means that I just take the first one. I no need to go and do so many. So I will just do x equals to cosine inverse the positive value of square root half. Because first quadrant is positive. Okay? And after that, and take note, kids, this one, they already tell you the express in terms of pi. So actually, they already hint you that this is something to do with special angle. So how to know whether this special angle is? When you are doing this, like, then you do degree mode. When I do cosine inverse square root half, it gives me, sorry, what am I doing? Wait. Oh, I forgot cosine inverse. Scare me. Square root half. Okay. See, I get 45 degree. So we know that 45 degree, just put it in terms of pi, will be pi over 4. Okay? So this A, it will be pi over 4, 0. Okay? Next, you need to find coordinate B. So right here, my A will be equals to pi over 4, 0. So for B, I need to sub in y equals to 2. So now sub y equals to 2. So 2 equals to secant square x minus 2. Bring over, it becomes secant square x equals to 4. Right? So then after that, I will have again third letter. So cosine square x is equals to 1/4. And my cosine x is equal to square root 1/4 with a plus minus. And again, like I mentioned, we are talking about the first one. So you just cosine inverse square root 1/4. So let's see. Cosine inverse square root 1/4 is 0.25. I don't like to key fraction. Can key decimal, I key decimal. So it's 60 degrees. So we know this one is pi over 3. Okay. Thank you, LeBron, for appreciating. Okay, today is my off day some more, okay? Okay, so B, so this B, we will know that the coordinate is pi over 3, comma 2. This is B. So over here, just update, this one is pi over 3, comma 2. And important is, kids, you see, every time you find the coordinate already, you need to plot vertical line down. Understand? Vertical line down. So, dot, 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 dot. Okay? So this one is pi over 3. So actually to find this shaded is pretty straightforward. Because, see here, I just need to take the triangle minus area under the curve. So I'm going to use this red color. Doing, 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 doing. Okay? Let me see the next page. Yes, part 2 asks us to find the area. Okay, so are we done on finding the two coordinates? No issue lah, this part should be easy. Next is to find the area under the curve. So the next part asks you determine the area of the shaded area bounded by the curve, the x-axis as well as the line OB. Give your answer as exact value. So just now I mentioned, okay, you want to find the shaded, you have to find area of the triangle minus the red color shaded. Okay, so how am I going to find the red color shaded? Because it's under the curve and you sweep towards the x-axis, towards the x-axis. So that means I have to sweep between pi over 3 to pi over 4. Okay, so let's write out here. So I'm going to find the area of, you can actually, do the shading and then after that maybe label this as, B. Because you have the paper itself, right? So I will say area of shaded B, area of shaded B. So you will integrate pi over 3 to pi over 4. So here pi over 3 to pi over 4. And the curve is this secant square x minus 2. Secant square x minus 2 with respect to x. So let's proceed to integrate. Integrate secant square is just tangent x. So it's tangent x. Integrate minus 2 is just minus 2x. Put the square bracket and then put in pi over 3 and pi over 4. Okay? Then after that, let's put in the numbers. So it will be tangent pi over 3 minus 2 pi over 3 minus tangent pi over 4 minus 2 pi over 4, close it. Okay, kids, tangent pi over 3 is 60, so it's the same meaning as tangent 60. Agree? So actually what I can do is calculator tangent 60. Oh, my one is play cheat. Oh no, my calculator cannot. It's not approved O level because straight away give me the certs. So you need to remember that special angle got the 9 ratio that you need to memorize. So tangent pi over 3 give you square root 3. So this one is square root 3. This one just put as minus 2/3 pi. Okay. Minus tangent 45 is just 1. This is 1. This one cancel, so it's pi over 2. So let's simplify. So I have square root 3 minus 2/3 pi minus 1 plus pi over 2. Okay, this one I shall put it as half pi because I want to simplify this one. Okay, so because these two is considered like terms, right? So I'm going to key in calculator minus 2 over 3 plus half. I get minus 1 over 6. So I know I will have square root 3 minus 1 minus pi over 6. Can? Take note, this is only in the so-called red color area. I want to find shader, I need to find triangle. So the triangle is simply just half times base times height. So the base is this one. So kids, when it's straight line, you can just use half times base times height. Some students say, can I integrate the line, equation of the line, sweep from pi over 3 to 0? Yes, you can, but provided you have the equation of the line. But for this question, they never give me equation of the line. So it's not wise for you to spend time finding the equation of the line. So in this case, it's just half times base times height. I already have all the critical points to find the base and the height. This one, the base is pi over 3. The height is just 2. Agree? So I will find the area of the triangle. So area of triangle, I will just put half times the base. My base is pi over 3. Multiplied by the height is 2. So cancel, cancel. In the end, it is pi over 3. So in the end, the area of the shaded, which is the one they asked us to find, is take the triangle minus this one. So put bracket, square root 3 minus 1 minus pi over 6. Simplify. So pi over 3 minus square root 3 plus 1 plus pi over 6. This one still can simplify. So it's 1/3 plus 1 over 6. 1/3 plus 1 over 6 will give me half. So this one and this one is half pi. Minus square root 3 plus 1. Yes, and we are done. So this is the answer. Unit square. Done. Can? So kids, area under the curve is straightforward, as in first you need to find all the critical coordinates first, okay, and integrate, just sweep towards the x-axis, sweep towards the x-axis. So for this case, it's just pi over 3 to pi over 4 to get the red color one. Then I just took the triangle minus the red color, I get the shaded. Can? All good?